Hello, it's Sean Bishop, Director of Bishop Instruments and Bows, and this is what's new in July 2025. The year's flying by, summer's coming up. I'm going on holiday Sunday for a week, I'm looking forward to that. But I've got a few things I need to show you, so let's have a quick drink. I've got my microphone on my t-shirt, polo, so I hope it still works okay, but anyway, we'll just ramble through it. I thought I had a very interesting selection of instruments to show you. We might as well start with violas. Actually, Martin, could you just pass me the viola bow? I didn't put a viola bow out. I've got two violas, thank you. And let's start with the brand new viola. So we have a really nice viola by a great friend of ours, Giuseppe Arre of Cremona. He's made a Giacomo Gennaro model. It's one of my favorite models of viola. Just looking at it, yes, that's Giacomo Gennaro. Oh, goodness me, actually, maybe it's not. Anyway, he made this viola for me. We've had, must be 10 violas from Giuseppe over the years, maybe more. A couple of cellos, violins, and they always sound fantastic, they always sell, but particularly his violas. I just love them, and we get 2 a year. And this is no exception. He's a fine musician himself. And I think the story goes that when his local concert hall, opera house, got on fire and they had to take a year off or so, he went and studied violin making and then got hooked. So but that's, you know, something like that. But fantastic maker. This is just brand new. I just put some new strings on actually, because I'm very particular now about viola strings. I quite like the Eva Golds. So let's have a quick listen to that, okay? There you go, nice and big, deep, great sounding viola. Now, old violas. Cut to 100 years old. This is a fantastic English maker that needs more kudos. I mean, people need this guy. So we're talking with John Wilkinson, the great John Wilkinson, and he made instruments for J&A Beer in the 30s and 40s. This is a Testore copy of his, if you can see that, and it's on our website. I've had a number of these, probably close to 10 as well over the years. And by chance, I've got another one just sitting on my sofa over there, which I sold to the Irish Music Network. I think that's what they're called, for a young musician to borrow. And that sounds amazing. And I had this one lurking around for about 5 years on my needs to be set up desk. And so I got it set up, and it sounds really good. But you know, it's interesting when you look at the workmanship of his, the wood choice. This is very similar to some of the Scarabotto Testore copies I've seen over the years. Yet this is £40,000. Scarabotto of this size would probably be £120,000. So as I've said before, we're a racist industry. We love Italian and we're very suspect about everything else. But my top tip for violas, John Wilkinson. Yeah, I don't know who he studied with, Holder maybe? I'm not really sure. I'm not going into the history of things today. It's too early in the morning. But this is a nice viola. I really like it, and very easy to play. Anyway, my assistant who set it up was astonished about who made this. He'd never set up a Wilkinson, and just said it's a fantastic viola. Yeah. Okay, how about a listen? I'm going to change the A string. I don't think the medium Larsen works. I might chuck a Jager. That's all the two strings of choice. But that is a great viola. Okay. Right. Let's talk about one bow. This is just my shop bow that I play on. Stamped Emil Huchard. It's obviously I think it's a Hungarian fake, something like that. What's even more, talking about shop bows, I really am rambling here. I had a hill bow which I always used to try my violins for the last 25 years. That was pinned. You know, it was just a H&S stamp, very low grade, pinned, but it was my go-to bow when I tried violins. And about 3 months ago, I had an American client coming to the UK, and they were trying my very nice Giuseppe Rossi, and which they ended up buying, which is nice. But while they were on holidays, they said, "Oh, can we borrow a bow?" And she was playing on my shop, and I said, "Oh, I'll just take that with you, fine." And then I got a phone call. They were supposed to bring the violin back, or at least the bow. And she said, "Oh, we're late. We've got to get to Heathrow." And I said, "Oh, well, if you're just trying the violin for another couple of weeks in America, just keep hold of the bow." Anyway, she bought the violin. I said, "Oh, you might as well keep the bow. There's no point sending a broken bow across." But so I've been in a, like, what the hell am I going to do for my bows? Because I don't sell broken bows. I don't have broken bows. But I thought, okay, I will check what I've got. And so I found a mix-matched Morizo with a wrong frog. It's a gold-mounted frog, but it's not Morizo. It sticks very nice. Anyway, it has been with me for a long time, so I thought, right, I'll use that. So it'd be intriguing to see one day someone go, "Oh, I want to buy this." So watch this space. Right, let's get on to violins. Or violin bows first. I've just purchased this very nice F.N.Voirin made for JB Vuillaume. So we've got the Vuillaume setting, if you remember that. That's the frog sits into the stick. The stick has got a chamfer, or got a seat, as we say. This was made in about 1865, 1870. I should look at the certificate for the dates. But Voirin is one of my favourite makers. This belonged to an English concertmaster, so it works. It's strong. It's 60 grams. And I'll keep saying it till the cows come home. Cheaper than a Sartori. Why anybody would want a Sartori over a Voirin is just craziness. This has colours and subtlety and beauty, and you're getting 19th century vibes when you play on it. You don't get that on a Sartori. You know. I sound like I really am slamming Sartori. I do like Sartoris, but there's just a lot of them. But this is a special violin bow. Okay, so there's that. Now, violins, new violins. One new violin, one old one. This is made by Tony and Iris Carr. They're our friends in Suffolk. And of course, people know that Iris is a world famous restorer. I'm very lucky that she's always got one of my violins on the go. No rush, Iris, you can take your time. And she's famous for her restoration work, you know, hiding cracks, fixing up the varnish, things like that. Setting up the whole thing, you know. And so her husband, I believe he went to the Newark school too. Did Iris go to Newark as well? Yeah, so they met, it sounds like that. Yeah, they must have met there. Husband and wife team. So they've just started making violins together after many years. And this is a beautiful Stradivari model of theirs. Really stunning. And hot off the press, 2025, and we're selling it. Have a listen. Beautiful, nice and even, set up so beautifully. Oh, it feels nice in the hand. But the varnishing, the antiquing is very classy. And that's what I like. Okay, not too much, not too little, but it's a nice violin. So that's highly recommended. Now, again, so something 100 years older, well, more than that actually. Yeah, this violin, yeah. We have here a Riccardo Antoniazzi of Milan, 1900. I think it's no label. Yeah, it's 1900. One of my favorite families, as people might know, the Antoniazzis of Milan. I love Romeo, the father, Gaetano, his two sons, Riccardo and Romeo. I've got a nice Romeo made with the help of Rovescali, who's one of their assistants. That's a very nice violin. Yeah, but the Riccardo's rare, hard to find, and this is a really beautiful, pretty, very nice violin. You know, those Milanese makers, they are well, my favourites really, aren't they? From that turn of the century, 1890 till 1920. All the greats went through there, you know, Ornati, Pedrozzini, the Antoniazzi family. We could go on the Biziacs, the whole lot. Okay, have a listen to this. I'll just have a quick play. Powerful violin, that one. Yeah, it's got real grunt. Anyway, that's me for July. Lots of love, everybody, and I'll try and see you for August. Ciao.